One thing that you'll probably hear a lot from your lecturers is that they want you to paraphrase. So we'll talk a little bit about what paraphrasing really means and how it's different from quotation. So in the simplest terms, paraphrasing is writing about what you've read in your own words. So writing about the sources, but instead of just quoting them, which is taking their words directly, putting them in quotation marks and putting them into your assignment, instead you will try to express the idea in your own words. So that could help you to do some of the critical analysis that's expected of you in your assignments. So it could involve summarising, which is simply expressing somebody else's ideas in your own words in a way that demonstrates that you understand the ideas. So it's not just about changing a few words for synonyms, words that mean the same thing. This shows up very clearly on a Turnitin report. It will be obvious that that's what you've done, and it's easy to make mistakes with that. You might choose a word that has not quite the right meaning, and so you'll be expressing it wrongly. Instead, it's best to use words that you're comfortable and confident with to explain how you understand the ideas that are expressed in the sources that you've read. It could also involve comparing or contrasting. So this is using multiple sources and comparing them to see where they're similar and where they might be different. So if one author says something and in a second source you read a counter argument, then you could put both of those into a paragraph and explain what the dispute is. It often also includes linking it back to your assignment topic. Rather than just rewriting the source and leaving it to stand on its own, if you link it back to your assignment topic, basically explain why these ideas are important in the context of your assignment, then that's likely to get you higher marks for critical analysis. And the final thing that you might do is to evaluate the quality of the source and its usefulness for your assignment purposes. So it might be that you've found a study that seems to suggest something, but they've only done the study with a small group of people. And then you could highlight that as a limitation of the source. Perhaps they've only conducted the study in the past with a group of 10 adults, and you're not sure whether that is going to apply to young people. It could be that the source was written before some major development in the fields that might have changed things. So you could highlight that as well as a limitation of the source. So paraphrasing is about all of those things. It's about writing with sources in a way that helps you to lend weight to the arguments that you're making in your assignment. So here are a couple of examples of paraphrasing with sources. So in the first one, we've got a direct contrast between two sources. One author, Prahalad, suggests that if you want to promote local development in developing countries, companies should focus on selling to those markets, and that there will be a trickle-down effect that will help with GDP and development. Another author, a year later, has argued that actually what companies and businesses worldwide should be doing is purchasing from poorer groups in order to directly boost their income. So there's a contrast that you can highlight if you're talking about that topic. And in the second example, we've got a few more authors brought in. So there are 4 different studies mentioned here, 2 that support the idea of co-opetition as a simple relationship between 2 companies, and two that support it as a more complex network involving customers and suppliers and other people. So that's two different ways of defining co-opetition, and it's useful to highlight those differences if that's your assignment topic. So I hope that's helped with understanding paraphrasing. It's a good idea to practice this regularly. As you read, you can make notes that summarise the different sources that you're reading and compare them, and then it's easier then to bring those arguments into your assignment later.